Greetings on this cold Sunday afternoon. Sorry to be so late in getting to this, but frankly, I sat down after church and dinner today and fell asleep, and it felt really good. But so here I am, and here we go, talking about tomorrow morning. If you've been paying attention to the weather reports, you know that the National Weather Service has issued an urgent weather message. Snow expected with total accumulations of 1 to 3 inches. And the temperatures at class time are predicted to be around 35, 36 degrees. A cold morning, in other words. The snow is supposed to hold off until around 11, so we should be in our classroom and all toasty warm. So yes, class will take place tomorrow regardless, unless a blizzard blows up overnight and I can't get out of my driveway. The question is whether or not we'll want to walk in the morning. I've decided to leave that up to you. I will park where I usually park, there in the lot closest to the labyrinth. If you are there, we'll walk. If you're not, I'll join you at the classroom in the School of Theology. I hope that works for everyone. I don't know what else to do. But here's the plan for tomorrow. After the labyrinth, or whatever it is that we may replace it with, we will go right into the next student presentation. Jess, that's you. I'm looking forward to your treatment of Richard Triss's book. I think this book addresses such a huge problem in our culture, in our history, in our world. The reality of the nasty, murky, genocidal treatment of America's first people in the name of progress and, sad to say, in the name of Jesus. While the Native Americans are hardly refugees or immigrants, they are first peoples after all, their reality also highlights the even greater in terms of numbers, staggering challenge of immigration and refugees in the life of the modern American church. What do we do about immigrants? Do we become sanctuary churches? Or do we pretend it doesn't exist? Do we embrace the president's wall? What do we do? How do we fulfill Jesus' call on our lives and have people on reservations and people locked out by giant walls? This should be a good and hard presentation, Jess. Looking forward to it. After Jess's report and the practice she invites us into, we'll turn to the way and watch some more of it. I did get in touch, by the way, with my cousin, the one I mentioned last week, and she can't join us tomorrow, but she will join us next week for about an hour. I've asked her to prepare to share about her own journey, her own pilgrimage, for about 30 minutes. And after that, she'll be happy to talk with us for another 30 minutes, answering any questions you might have. After the way, we'll turn out to our text and the essay beginning on page 228, Theological Reflection and Christian Practices. Well, of course, I hope you'll read the whole essay. I want to call your attention to 3 particular statements from that essay that I will use to focus our brief conversation around. First, on page 230, near the top, a sentence beginning, apart from deliberate efforts, to the end of that paragraph. On page 231, the second full paragraph, which begins, God works to shape human lives, through the end of the paragraph. And finally, page 235, the second through the third paragraph, which ends on the following page on 236. Read those and think about those, because we'll be talking about them some tomorrow. One last question. We are once again at the practice of welcome in this book, in these essays. We started talking about that, and here we are still talking about it. Why, I wonder, do we keep coming back to this particular practice? Think about it. Why? We'll likely start our conversation with that particular wondering. Why welcome? Oh, one business comment. I'm not receiving journals from some of you. I hope that you'll send along what you've done, or if you've been avoiding this practice, please start and follow on through for the rest of the semester. By the way, there is a journal due tomorrow. I really value reading the journals that have come in. I like to comment back to you at them. Feel free to follow those comments up with me in class or one-on-one, or even in a follow-up journal. Sometimes I ask questions. Sometimes I emphasize something. Please, let's talk, okay? Let's talk. All right, enough for today. See you tomorrow at the Labyrinth or in our room. I'm looking forward to seeing your smiling faces. Good night.